What the hell is
so
this?
This is
Lago off lane.
Lago
Pause one
off
Weaver.
lane.
Mid
Weaver
Tiny.
Weaver with Void in the lane.
Sometimes you out carry your own
I
carry.
think he really excelled at that meta, and once the meta shifted, he kind of didn't change, you know.
Early move onto King Jungles. Only so much the Brute Mother can do. One more lick. One more auto attack. The Blood Grenade's actually going to
nice
take
try
him
on
out.
the Quelling Blade to try to save him, but right
I mean,
now,
REKONIX have already been practicing this even in the Southeast Asia close qualifiers and some of the tournaments. So if there's any team that can run this pause 4 Void, it might just be them. Bot lane FBZ being run down by the Brute Mama. Taking a lot of pressure. So much damage racking up. Yuma gets it done.
gotta be careful with how you use the bushwhack in the lane. You know, the moment that spell is down, it means the Brute has freedom to just run onto your Lago. There's no other way to stop him from killing your Lago.
Yuma Brute Mother is so scary. I feel like it's one of his best heroes. I'd probably say like Ursa, Meepo, this Brute, nice bushwhack. Now he'll get caught. Of course, the second I start praising him, he goes down. Just come on through, steal a little cheeky medium camp stack, nothing crazy. Not a lot of action happening in this early game just yet. Theolicor will just put some damage out onto the... Holy... I think Delol is dead. Nice recognition there from the Jakiro, and now they're turning their sights onto In Your Dream. Yuma's connected from out of nowhere. Brute Mother's hungry, and this time she'll eat some rocks. Double kill there for Theolicor. This is a play on Heroic
nice
that
play.
is struggling so far, but I mean, he set everything up there.
Theolicor picks up the haste, connects to the bot, just abuses the liquid frost, dealing a bunch of damage to the Hoodwing and the Tiny, and now, I mean, Whisper is gonna get punished because he's left alone here, but okay, that was so worth. That was so worth. Jigro used the time lapse a lot earlier in the lane to regain some of his health, so Whisper still knows that it's still on cooldown, and he just all in for that kill. I mean, this is the reason why I actually really like Brute on core, you know, either off lane or safe laner. It enables your team a lot because you control areas, you can connect, and the fact that you can send spiders later to scout as well, very, very useful. And Primal, Tai Long, can he get out of this? It's gonna actually
Ice
turn around.
Blaster already. Really, really nice setup there from Heroic. They knew that the team of REKONIX were around the topside area ready to contest. So they throw out an Ice Blast. Even though Tai Long gets initially disabled up, he has all the help in the world and is able to turn around and get that kill. Now Theolicor, maybe making some of the mistakes he did the previous time, jumps on forward. Avarish, time walk though. He doesn't have that available. More and more kills flowing the way of Heroic as Jikroi trying to respond. One last little bit of HP onto the Jakiro, but it's the AA who goes down first. Pushed him to a side of the trees that the Hoodwing didn't have vision. So the Hoodwing had to walk around that tree line just to regain the vision, and at that point, he'd already onslaught away. Speaking of onslaught, Tai Long finding a solo kill onto Jikroi, sticking around a bit too long farming. FBZ still struggling his way towards that Aghanims. The farm speed is going to accelerate for him once he has that item, but until that point, still very much stunted, just relying fully on the Frog Stomp. Thinking about setting out onto Yuma. Yuma is just gonna walk out of the time zone with ease though. Here comes the Frog Stomp, Primal Beast on the back line to interrupt. Heroic, they were ready for this play. Out comes the Ice Blast onto FBZ. Yuma's hungry and looking to eat them alive. Still staying up and running. Life stealing away onto In Your Dream. REKONIX bite off a bit more than they can chew, and Yuma bites off exactly what he can stomach.
Because no one else,
3 auto attacks
no one
is the
else,
difference maker there. Yuma,
no one else can stand on the mid lane, like to clear the way. So Tiny has to always be there, you know, and that's causing them a lot of problems.
Initiation onto Jikroi. Time-lapse was used and the lasso will finish him off. Heroic able to just slip in and out and keep getting these pickoffs. And like you said, the Tiny, he was on time, at least this time around, but he can't respond to everything. He'll try and finish off Tai Long, but now slow to a crawl. This is not a good look. Tai Long is dominating, and REKONIX, they just have nothing they can do, as all 3 of their cores drop on 3 corners of the map.
And REKONIX, they need to try and do something, and they can't just give the Roche for free.
We're gonna try and set up. Tai Long Caught out by a stun. There's a nice time zone. In Your Dream is in trouble though. They trade up the mid laner for the opponent position 5. That's not worth it at all. FBZ finally joins in, but he's a bit too late to the party.
Yeah, on the bright side, they do have Frogstorm, you know, so the Largo can kind of push waves without showing his hero.
Yeah.
And the Tiny is going to just use his 2 spells to clear out the midway, but now he's caught.
It's so easy for them to pick up these kills. Heroic, everywhere they go, more and more bodies falling. So they might be able to catch the back line. Things come out onto King Jungle's location. They see him. That's an AA dead. Theolicor, Whisper, and Yuma, they need to make a decision as to whether they want to stick around. Varij is easily picked off, and Tai Lung gets a solo kill onto Jikroy. That's not what REKONIX wanted at all. Buyback on the Void, but it comes out too late. A time zone should have been casted 30 seconds ago. Before you got silenced, before your Tiny died, and FBZ, finally the time zone comes out for REKONIX, but silenced up is the Frog. No songs for you, not a word, as Heroic will munch you down on the Spider. You can dispel it all you want. That's 4 kills. The only member remaining is Varij, and GG is called. He just stands his ground. He knows. A very unfortunate showing here from the Southeast Asian side as Heroic continue their momentum. It didn't matter that they threw a couple of the games yesterday. They are ready to close things out here on day 3 of the group stage. You can see KJ, not a single emotion on that man's face. It's just back to business as usual. I think he understands how important today is going to be for them.
Yeah, I think they just didn't really account for the lanes going that badly. Yeah, like that's something that you don't expect to say from an SCA team. We are a region where the laning is something that we prioritize a lot.